it's Tracy from Downward Dog Rising. I just lost 30 minutes of filming, and so I'm going to wrap this up faster. We're just going to do a couple more exercises, and let's see if I can remember where I was at when it shut off. We were in Downward Dog, like this. We were stretching, hips to sky, reaching our breastbone forward and through. We're just lengthening, pulling apart. And we just want to make sure we did both legs. I don't know which side I started on. We were in our swan, our pigeon. You could rise up through your spine, lengthening, or you could come down to your forearms. So not all the pressure's in the hips. And you would just come all the way down to the mat. We just want to make sure we do both sides, right leg and left. I did one of them already. If it feels like you've already done this side, please switch. Just sink down, your hip bones are straight, back knee points down to mat, top of foot's resting on mat. Breathe into the back of your ribs. Breathe into the back body. Exhale into the front. And breathe into your back body. Exhale into your front. Just let any tension disappear out of that hip and glute, front of thigh. Let's do one more deep inhale here. And gently exhale, release. Slowly make your way back up. And then from here, let's just go right into a straight plank. Hips in line with shoulders so your hips don't lift into the air. Knee in, knee out. Knee in, knee out. Work your core. And 5. Narrow those 2 hip points. And 4. 3. 2. And come in. We're going to take our knees down. Turn. We're going to slide one leg straight out. So I did this in the other video. I'm just going to do a couple more exercises. We're going to come into straddle. You can use a yoga block or some blankets or pillows in front of you. Knees to sky. Sink into each sits bone equally. You're going to rise up through the spine. Toes. I want you to think of grounding your heel down. Heel pushes into the mat. Reach the energy through the balls of your feet. Feel how your inner thighs, your glutes touch into the mat. Your sits bones push into your thigh bones. Elongate out of your center. Rise up through spine. Knees and toes to sky. And then gently you can have your forehead come rest on your block. Try to keep your elongated spine lengthening away from your navel. And just stay here and breathe. Knees to sky to protect the integrity of your hip joints. Thigh bones externally rotated in hip socket. We have 3 different hamstrings. So So you might be feeling those hamstrings pulling apart a little bit right now as you press your thigh bones down into the mat. Sits bones equal weight. Head away from tailbone. Maybe you want to go a little deeper by stretching your arms long. Remember to keep knees to sky, toes reaching up, protecting your hips. Really feel the bottom of the pelvis sink deeper into your mat. Head away from tailbone. Sink those sits bones away from you. Feel low back open. We're going to take one more deep inhale here. And slowly going to make our way back up. All right. So we're going to do something. It's like a variation of a butterfly with both knees. I'm going to have you fold one leg in. Bottom of foot towards groin. And what I want you to do is use a belt or a strap. We're going to place it over the bottom of our foot. We're going to open up each side of our spine. I want you to rise up. You could do this if you're really flexible in your hips and low back. You could do this without the belt. You would basically take your forearm after you lift up, elongate the spinal column. You rise up. You would place your forearm onto the mat. And this other arm is going to reach, up, up, up. Sits bones equal. Feel length between ribs and hips. You could actually either reach, grab your toes, knee to sky, toes flex to the air, up in the air, or you could just take your strap like I'm doing, and you're trying to open up the side of your ribs along the mid-axillary line, armpit to the center of the rib, all the way down to your hip bone. And just stay here and breathe. Again, you can grab your foot if you can reach. You can go ahead of me and just reach and elongate and challenge yourself to where you're at. And just stay here and breathe. Equal weight in each half of pelvis. Sink down, lengthen up through spine. Ribs and hips separating apart. Really feel that side open. Gently, you're going to start to lift. Slowly come out of that stretch. So we're going to take the knee that's bent. We're going to take one leg in, extend the other leg that's bent. Root down into each one of your sits bones. Equal weight through each half of your pelvis. Kneecap to sky, toes face up. And we're going to take our strap, our belt, over the bottom of the other foot. If you want to, you don't have to. And then basically, you rise up through the spinal column. You're going to take this arm. I'm going to take your forearm to the mat, resting your forearm, and then we're going to lengthen, ground each half of your pelvis. Now you're going to grab that belt, that strap, and see if you could just kind of bring your elbow above your shoulder and breathe and open up the whole side of your ribs. Space between rib cage, hip bone. You're still letting your sits bones sink into the mat underneath your body. Stay here and breathe. Open up your sideline. If you could reach this hand to your toes and your foot, you can do that if you like. Open up your sideline. Stretch that spine longer. Feel that side of the back really release. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm just going to take another deep inhale here into any tight spaces. And gently release. Slowly, we're going to make our way back up. Releasing our foot from strap. Draw the knees together. Gently shake them out. All right. So from here, what I want you to do, we're going to go ahead, turn to our mat, come into Superbadaknasana, getting into those hips some more, lower down, soles of feet touch together, bring palms to sky. Think of your knees floating in the air. As your knees float in the air, you're going to gently release down more. The two hip points narrow together in front. And just feel the back of the pelvis widen into the mat underneath you. Chest is open, collarbones wide. Shoulders down and back. Feel the back of the pelvis widen into the mat underneath you. Head lengthens away from tailbone. And gently, we're just going to take our knees together. Lift legs in the air. Maybe just peel up a little bit. Inhale into the back of those ribs. Exhale, release. And one more time, deep inhale into the back of your ribs. And then exhale, release. Gently come back into your mat. Straight line from your knees to your hips. Take your arms, cactus your arms to your sides. We're going to swivel our knees to one side. Grounding your shoulder blades into the mat, shoulders stay down. So you're just letting this whole area open here. Shoulder stays down. If it's more comfortable, look straight up. Or you can look towards opposite of knees. Little recline twist. Letting your spine move in all directions. Letting those ribs expand laterally, creating space and length. Feel the middle part in between the blades. Anchor down, collarbone unwinds from center of chest. One more deep inhale. And slowly we're going to exhale. Lift our knees to the center. Recenter your hips, your pelvis. Knees in line above hip sockets. Slowly cactus your arms, collarbones wide. And allow your knees to come to the other side of your body. If you wanted to not go all the way down, you would take a little block or a pillow and rest your knees on it. And you can support yourself in that way. Bring the floor up to you. We're just going to stay here and breathe. That center axis point is your sternum, your breastbone. And the back of the shoulder blade is going to gently unwind away from the center of your spine as the back of your shoulder is your anchor point on the mat. And breathe into the sides of your ribs. Open shoulders, chest. Maybe look straight up to ceiling, keeping head aligned with neck. Maybe you turn and look away from the knees, over your shoulder. Gently unwinding your spine. Releasing tension in low sides of back. Breathe into sides of ribs. Breathe into the space in between your shoulder blades, middle back. Release any tension built up in your spine. Release shoulder, release chest. One more deep inhale here. And slowly we're going to come center. Draw the knees back in. Maybe just hug knees to chest. Deep inhale in between your blades, mid-back. Exhale, release. And one more time. Inhale into the space, into the middle back, between those blades. And then gently exhale, release. And then we're just going to go into a little Shavasana. Take your arms, palms up. Take your legs. Let your knees splay out if that's comfortable. Toes, just feet splay out. Your low back is just lengthened into the mat. Just take a moment to regroup. Let your mat hold you and support you. Feel good you took a little time out today for yourself to release tension from the week, to start over right here, right now, going into your weekend, starting fresh. Release anything that doesn't serve you, your highest good. Feel a sense of calm, a sense of inner peace. Just let go of anything that's not yours. Any pressure, any deadlines, people putting things on you that you didn't necessarily ask for. Just let it all go. Renew your energy. Choose what you allow to accept, to let in. Choose what you keep and choose what you let go. Slowly